Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming to our concert. It's delightful to be in this beautiful space, surrounded by art that was made by our colleagues. And this is kind of an auspicious moment to be in the Muscarelle. We are among the last people that will be in the Muscarelle before it transforms radically. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that. But why don't we get started with some music? Norfolk or Newport News or whoever was coming, Hossam's friends, did you make it? Hossam's friends? Okay, when Hossam's friends come, these seats are for them. Okay, so if these people come and they look late and lost and concerned, please have them come up here. It is such a pleasure to play for you this evening. That was a piece called Dulab Nahwan Marasa by Sami Abu Shmeis, who is a living composer and a very good friend of our ensemble. He was a guest artist with us in when? In some month here in October, was it? September, I think it was the end of September.
The hurricane.
Yeah, it was the weekend of the hurricane. And we had a wonderful time with him, and we were going to play with him down at a concert in Christopher Newport University. And because of the hurricane, we had to cancel the concert. So we had more time to play with Sami. And that was interesting because we had canceled that concert already once because of COVID, because it was scheduled in 2019. So we finally did play the concert, but without Sami. Hi, is it Jana? Come on in, come on up. This is very good. Come up close. We have these empty seats up here.
We have a whole row.
Yeah, come, seriously. Yeah. These are the very expensive seats, but they're going for a good price. It's such a, I feel like it's quality added to play in the museum because it's a beautiful space. We're getting used to the acoustics, and we're glad you're here to absorb some of the sound that's coming from this area. But it's an important and special time to be at the museum, and it's so wonderful to be hosted by David Brashear, the director of the museum, and his wonderful staff, Melissa, Julie, Kevin, and Larry. So, David, please, give him a welcome applause.
Welcome all of you. This is amazing. It's a great crowd, and I know Anne and her team always have a huge following, so it's wonderful to have all of you here in the museum tonight. This Middle Eastern Music Ensemble, just phenomenal. Every time they're here, I'm always sort of blown away by how much I learn and how great they sound. It's really wonderful also to have this confluence of the arts. So we're here for an evening really focused on William and Mary and the intersection of the university and the community. We're sitting in the Sheridan Gallery, and what you're sitting among are works by William and Mary's studio arts faculty, the people that teach our students art here at the university. And they're brilliant, and this is the 15th time since the museum opened in 1983 that we've hosted a faculty art show here at the Muscarelle Museum. The space is a gallery, but it's also a gathering place. It's a space that we use for a lot of things here at the museum. And I think many of you have heard me say before, if you've come to music performances, that it's strangely a beautiful venue for music. And sometimes when the crowd's a little bit larger, sometimes it's a little bit smaller, and so you have to sort of work through the acoustics. But this triangular space, it's not ideal for an art gallery, but sometimes it speaks loudly and beautifully as a music venue. You're here to see our last music performance in this room. We are about to close at the end of this year and undergo a dramatic renovation and expansion project at the museum. We'll be moving into a much larger building when we come back in August of 2024. We'll still be around between now and then. We'll have a temporary space somewhere here on campus, but we'll look forward to a lot of special events back here at the museum when we reopen in 2024. When we reopen, we'll have more galleries, we'll have new educational spaces, and we'll have a number of special venues for community celebrations, and hopefully new performances by this great group, the Middle Eastern Music Ensemble. So thank you, Anne, for bringing your team, your great artists, your great musicians. Thank all of you for coming out to see what these students and musicians can do. And I'll turn it back over to you.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks so much for hosting us. What David Brashear, the director of the Muscarelle Museum, neglected to say is that tomorrow is the groundbreaking. Please come on up. Can we make space for these folks? Yeah, come. Yeah, please come right up here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, good. Hi, come on in. Are you Hossam's friends? Are you Hossam's friends?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Ahlan, ahlan. Hi, so there's a couple more seats. There might be one. Karen, how about right there? In second row? Okay. All right. Is that enough for you? Is there one? Yeah, here's one more chair. Just for you. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, so there are some programs there in the back, and feel free if you haven't gotten one, just get up and get one. And these lovely booklets are the beautiful publications that the museum puts out once a season that showcases the artists and the exhibits that they're displaying. Anyway, tomorrow is the groundbreaking for the new museum and renovation with the Board of Visitors who are on campus. So this was the last date that we could get to play here because of all that's going on. We said it was going to be a trip around the Mediterranean, so we're going to take you from Egypt to Algeria. And I'm going to have Professor Jonathan Glasser from the Department of Anthropology introduce our next little segment.
Sure. We're going to do a short introductory piece called a Tushia, and it's from the western Algerian city of Tlemcen. This is brought to us in 2016 by Moroccan colleagues from the city of Oujda, Nasruddin Shaban and Amina bin Saad, and two of their students who introduced it to us. And if we had lots and lots of time, we'd sing after this for about 45 minutes to you. But we don't have time for that, so we're just going to give you the introductory piece, and I hope you enjoy it. Tushiyat Sultan.
One second. I'm custom tuning the E just for this piece. Wasser, for bringing us all this wonderful music from Andalusia, from North Africa, and also your colleagues who we've studied with, both here on 2 occasions and also with our ensemble in Morocco on 2 occasions. And so that's been pretty exciting. We've also been to the Sultanate of Oman, and I understand we have some Oman scholars in the crowd. Who are you? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're going to Oman. Okay, I'm sorry I'm not going with you this time, but yes, something else got the better of me, and I don't know. Somehow you'll have to suffer Professor Bailey without me, but we want you to take notes. One of the things that I like to do when we go to Oman is to listen to the radio on the bus and in the rental car, the salon car that we have. And either Chuck or I are driving the car, and the people who ride in the car with us get to listen to the radio and analyze it. And Shazam even works all the way in Oman. Interestingly, when we were in Oman the last time, in what was it, 2020? Yeah, right before the world shut down, we did our last trip to Oman, a January program, and the Sultan died while we were there. People had been expecting him to pass away for a very long time. He was very old and was not well, and lo and behold, he died while we were there. And so in riding in the car, all we heard was the recitation of the Quran, because that's what happens when a head of state dies in a country like that. So, so it was really quite a special time. Lots of things were canceled, but we figured it all out and enjoyed it anyway. So you might notice, well, we'll talk about the instruments a little bit later, so the Oman scholars can get out their notebooks and start taking, have their pens and pencils ready for the quiz that's going to happen, you know, on your first bus ride. But let's invite Bahar. Are you here, Bahar? Bahar? Yes, please, come on up. We're gonna move around the Mediterranean a little bit more and present you a suite of music that's sort of shared Turkey, Greece, and Armenian, Turkish, Greek, and Armenian populations who have circulated all in those areas for a variety of reasons. They share lots of tunes, and sometimes the words get switched out. And this is something that was introduced to us by Lane Stump and Bahar, his daughter, who's also the daughter of our colleague Ayfer. And you may recognize Bahar because she looks a little bit like her older sister Ezgi, who played with us for many, many years, but then deserted us when she went off to college. So we give you Teli Teli. And why doesn't our lovely wind section stand up? That's great. And our singers, yes. Great. Okay. And let me see if I'm somewhere in the... That's part of the piece. exciting kind of Armenian tradition. And Harold Hagopian, one of the finest American Armenian oud players, was a guest artist with this group very early on. And he, along with his son, Harold Hagopian, who founded the record label Traditional Crossroads, were with us for a weekend. A weekend. And that's where some of that repertoire comes from the archives. Okay, good enough. All right, so the instrument that I'm playing, that I'm wrestling with here, is called the qanun, you Oman people going to Oman. So qanun, can you say qanun with a kaf? We'll ask our ensemble linguist, Rada, can you say qanun for the Oman scholars, please? Qanun, right. And it's got about 78 strings. They're tied on here, which is a very laborious task to string this instrument and to repair it. It has fish skin, a fish skin under the bridge that's here, and I'm tuning it with both pegs and then also these little levers. And the levers allow me to change the length of the string on the fly, and they also allow me to play quarter tones. So a lot of the music of the Middle East, of the Arab world, and of many worlds, including our own worlds, has quarter tones, notes that fall between the white and black notes of the piano. We don't really recognize them in Western music theory, but there are lots of music theories that really do. Persian music theory, Turkish music theory, Arab music theory, all have very elaborate systems for describing the system of modes called maqamat. Jude, why don't you impress your Oman scholar colleagues by telling us about the oud, which rhymes with your name?
Yeah, so this is the oud. It's
stand up so people can see.
so this is an oud. It's probably the most recognizable Arabic instrument. It's an Arabic lute. It's fretless, so I can sort of slide. You can hear there aren't frets there, right? It's a continuous slide, and that lets you play those quarter tones that Professor Rasmussen was just talking about. The oud is actually the predecessor for a lot of European instruments. So the guitar comes from the oud, or at least the ancestors of the oud, and it sort of migrated into Europe through Al-Andalus. And the instrument's construction is pretty straightforward. There are 11 strings, but 5 of them are doubled up. They're just tuned with these pegs up here. As Zach was just demonstrating, it's impossible to get an oud in tune and to stay in tune. And you play it with this pick, which is just a risha, which traditionally is a quill from an eagle feather, but this is just plastic.
Thank you very much. Helena, what can you tell us about your viola and violin playing in this tradition?
So I guess all I can say is that my normal violas, so normal violas are tuned to C, G, D, A, but I'm tuned to C, G, D, G. That's the only thing that's different. And then in the Andalusi piece, I played kind of like a cello with it on my knee, which was kind of a learning curve, but it's fun.
Yeah. And violins, how are you tuned?
We're tuned G, D, G, D, so usually it's G, D, A, E, but it's G, D, G, D, which is also a bit of a learning curve to get used to.
Yeah. So it's really nice. Some of the folks in this group have attended the Arabic Music Retreat, which is a wonderful week-long intensive summertime retreat with wonderful teachers. And because of COVID, it's been online. So it's been cheap, much cheaper than going to the campus of Mount Holyoke for the week. So we've been able to provide some scholarships with this ensemble, which has been generously supported by the James H. Critchfield Endowment for Middle Eastern Studies. That's what allows us to repair our instruments, sometimes acquire them, travel, and also invite guest artists. So Jude and Helena, and Peggy, and even Jonathan, and who else back there? Rada and Jaden have all participated in the Arabic Music Retreat, and they come back enhanced I also wanted to just say that Helena has been the ensemble assistant this year, and beginning this year. It's an important task, and she was there this afternoon helping me move stuff. In fact, everybody stopped by and helped move things and get things set up, and I would not be able to do this without their help and just pitching in at any moment. Rada and Jaden, would tell us about your instruments that you're playing over there in the percussion section?
So this is a tabla, or depending on where in the area you are, or I guess in the piece in general. This specific one is Turkish style, but there's also an Egyptian style that looks a little different. They're bigger sizes, smaller sizes. I think this specific instrument is very synonymous with like dance music, whether it's belly dancing or line dancing, like debka, that is very widespread in a lot of Arab countries. It is usually played by men for whatever reason, but thankfully in this ensemble we have 2 women playing it, so we're crossing some barriers. The other instrument, which a lot of our percussionists are playing, is called the def. This one has a very resonating sound. It's very important for a lot of Sufi music traditions, so like religious functions and stuff. They use a lot of this instrument, but also in other settings just like this one.
Great, and Jaden, please.
This is the riff. It's like a tambourine, but it has like a thicker shell than a Western tambourine, so you can get more of like a drum sound out of it. And the jingles are also bigger, so you can get defined sounds out of the jingles. And there are 3 main positions. I'll demonstrate each one. This is like called the classical position, where you're mostly just playing the drum. And then this is, I don't even know what this is called, but you're playing like the jingles here, just like. And then for the next one, you just move your thumb down here and you can get, like, you can shake the whole thing. So like.
Nice, beautiful. We also have Colleen. Will you stand up and show your nai? So we're so excited to have Colleen in our ensemble. We haven't had a nai player for a very long time, and it's an instrument that I cannot even get one little sound out of. In fact, many people can't get a sound out of that instrument, but Colleen can, and she's really just picked it up after one lesson. Over Zoom with a colleague in Santa Barbara, so I won't just listen for her as she's playing. But it's a simple, hold it up. It's just a simple reed flute, and there are many different sizes for playing in different scales and the different modes. Yeah, we have Quinn back there on the bass, holding it down, adding so much to this group. And Quinn and I are like this when it comes time for a concert, because my car fits Quinn's bass. So, and every time I drive Quinn around, I think, thank goodness my kids didn't play the bass. But I'm so happy that Quinn does. And she's just terrific. Peggy, will you stand up and show your accordion, please?
Yes, this is just like a regular accordion, except it's specially tuned for Arabic music, which means that in addition to the half steps and whole steps, it also has quarter tones. And I can play the quarter tones depending on whether I push or pull the accordion. So for example, this is an E flat. If I pull it, it would be E half flat. It's a little bit different. So it's all in the same note, but it changes depending on whether I push or pull, which adds some difficulty because I have to plan ahead. And to save some air for when I need to pull or push depending on the notes.
So Peggy joined our ensemble last year, and I had commissioned this accordion to be built and tuned in this particular way, and I had to do some research to figure out how to tune an Arabic accordion. And it turns out there is no standard way, so I talked to 3 different players, and they all gave me gave me their ideas, and then I basically had it custom tuned at the shop where I bought it, Liberty Accordions in Philadelphia. And it is tricky, it's heavy too, right? How much, what do you think that weighs?
25?
About 25 pounds. Yeah, it's heavy. So by the time you got your, your arm going and you're, pushing and pulling, and then you have to figure out not only just where the notes are, but then also if you need to be on the pull or the push. It's a lot, but Peggy, she just jumped right on it. And it's so nice that even though she graduated last year, she's here this year, and we're really, really, really happy to have her in our ensemble. And the only reason that she's not in the front row is because we decided that this configuration, we decided that, that Peter and Karina would be lonely back there by themselves, so we made a little trio back there. So now we're coming to the meat and potatoes of our concert. We're going to perform for you a wasla in Maqam Rast. We have an opening prelude followed by an instrumental piece called a samai, and then we move into a bunch of different songs. Now at the end, toward the last two songs, you have to help us and sing along. All right. So I either might stop you and remind you, but in Yatira Tiri and Yamal Sham, we need you to sing along. So you see where it says refrain and verse. Yeah? So the refrain, you'll hear it, Ana ala dini jannantini, Ana ala dini jannantini, ala dini ishi haram wallah. And then for Yamal Sham, yalla yamali, tal il-matal ya hilwa ta'ali. Go ahead and butcher the words. The important thing is that you sing along. Ghada, can you tell us a little bit about what is important about this music? Put it into context for us, and about Sabah Fakhri a little bit, please, yeah. And stand up again, please.
So this wasla, or a collection of songs, is really a tribute to Sabah Fakhri, who is one of the most recognizable, I guess, Syrian singer who passed away earlier this year. He was really a champion of this specific style of song, which is called Muwashahat or Qudul Halabiyya. It was kind of dying out right before he picked it up, and now it's become really recognizable around the Arab world and the Muslim world. He holds the Guinness World Record for the longest uninterrupted concert of over 10 hours, which is not what we're going to do tonight. It's good to know. Yeah, we're hoping to kind of honor him with this wasla.
And very famous in the Syrian city of Halab, of Aleppo.
Yep.
Of Aleppo. And Ghada just happens to be from Damascus, not so very far away. And she's a graduate student in computer science. Discovered us a few years ago, and life has been better ever since. Yeah. All right. One. So. One, two.
يما تزوريني تتأني عليا بحبيبي شاغلني ضني رايحة ولا جاية والنبي يما والنبي يما تزوريني تتأني عليا حبيبي شاغلني ضني رايحة ولا جاية والنبي يما شوف حبيبي
help. So look at your sheets. You got your refrain there. أنا على ديني جنتيني. Try that. أنا على ديني. أنا على ديني جنتيني. أنا على ديني جنتيني. على ديني عيشي حرام والله. على ديني عيشي حرام والله. That part. عيشي حرام والله. to me 2 years ago and said, I study Arabic and I am a singer. And I said, okay, let's have you in the ensemble. And he sang very quietly for a year. And then he went to Oman, and he came back with his Arabic totally enhanced, and he's doing a beautiful job of singing all those lyrics. Thank you, Garrett. And, yeah, give him a hand. Are there any Syrians in the audience? No?
Yes, there are a few.
Oh, there are a few. How do we sound? No, how do we sound? Perfect, I love it. See, we paid them to come, right? No, it's a fun repertoire to learn, for sure. Thank you so much. So Garrett, can you tell us what is on your head?
Sure. So this is a kuma. It's a traditional hat in Oman. Pretty commonplace. You'll see all men wearing them most of the time. Come in all sorts of colors and like patterns on the top. They have holes in them to protect you from the heat, so it can air out. Traditionally worn with what's called dishdasha, like white robe with like tassel in the front.
So get ready, Oman people. You'll have a kuma, and then you can
You'll
wrap
see
your.
them everywhere.
You can wrap your tarbush around. Okay, so we have a dance tune, and if we had a dancer, life would be just about perfect. But let's see if we can get it tuned for Raqsat Nashab. We're going to feature Owen again here on the saxophone. Okay, good luck, everybody. There's not a whole lot of space, Jana, but you know what? How about for our finale? No, that's okay. We have so much percussion here. We're good on percussion. Savage, our wonderful half-lifetime member, playing beautiful oud all the time, holding up the group. Jude, Helena, Jonathan Glasser, Professor Glasser. We have Peter in the back, and Karina, and Peggy, and I'm Anne. And this is Owen, and Garrett, and Jaden, and Rada, and Maya, and Batil, and Colleen, and Eli, and Quinn. Give them a hand. Thank you all. Thank you very, very much for coming. So we have one little dessert to leave you with. Should we play you out with one little tune? Jana, would you like to dance?
I would love to.
Okay. Lane, can we move that? Do you want to just dance over there?
Hear that we still have vocals?
Oh,
These are amazing.
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go. Yeah, wherever you're comfortable. All right. Thank goodness we have a dancer in the audience to dance to the classic Aziza by the great composer Muhammad Abdul Wahab. One and two and 1, 2. Guest artist. Thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful holiday. Take a look at the artwork as we pack up and say goodbye to the Muscarelle as we know it. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience, and come and let us know who you are. Yeah. Have a good evening. Have a good Thanksgiving holiday. And have fun in Oman, you Oman people.